welcome to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of November 8th. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
We're moms of teens and young adults, and when it comes to parenting, we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But we're still waiting for that day when we'll reach the finish line and have no further need to lay down in a dark room with a wet rag over our eyes worrying about something or other. Wednesday is complaint day here on the Parenting Roundabout, and today we're complaining about holiday planning, especially when you are parenting young adults with opinions and significant others, might I add. And not that that's a bad thing. It's just a whole new way of parenting.
Yeah.
As I'm finding out as my children age, holidays are not as easy as they used to be when they were, say, 4 and 5, and you just expected them to be there with you at every holiday occasion. And so now this year for Thanksgiving, and I didn't mean to assume, but at the same time, nobody had said otherwise until I'd asked. So we were trying to make some plans and figure out, okay, when's everybody coming home? Mm-hmm. And then my daughter announced that she's not. She's going to see her boyfriend instead in Boston.
Oh, my.
Does she, her school's in Canada. Thanksgiving already passed.
Yeah. So her school has adopted a fall break. And it coincides with the American Thanksgiving because they have a lot of American students at the school.
I see.
So she has a fall break. So she's going to take advantage of that and go and see her boyfriend, which is understandable. She hasn't seen him since August and yada, yada, yada. So, and then my son, I had asked, oh, okay, so when are you coming home? And he's so up to his eyeballs and then some in medical school stuff that he can't even think, beyond the next hour. And so he just does not know if he's going to, be coming or going. He has no plans. But then he has a serious girlfriend. So she's, he has to talk to her about her plans. So it's just like, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's like patience and understanding, and you have to share. It's like, it's not, you have to, okay, well, let me know as soon as you can. There's a lot of uncertainty around having adult children come to your holiday occasions.
They always talk about that being like when you get married and when you have kids, you have to split amongst the two families. But I guess it starts even before that, huh?
Oh, way before.
I will be sitting this conversation out. We have no significant other action in my house.
But even
you do have to juggle like their work schedule.
That's true.
Yes,
but mine too. All of our work schedule.
Yeah.
With my son, we're working around his school schedule mostly, and then of course his significant other schedule, but primarily his school schedule. Right. So that's a big thing. And then the other thing now that we're facing is with our daughter being up in Canada, it's the whole COVID schedule because she has to get COVID testing at certain points before travel and then after travel, and it's a whole coordination of efforts.
Yeah.
So, it's so many different layers now, which is so I don't know. I think we're definitely, our daughter isn't coming home for Thanksgiving. She very clearly told us that. And then I'm not sure if we'll have our son here. So it might just be my husband and I and the animals.
Well, they will be thankful if you stay home and feed them turkey. I'm sure.
Yeah.
They'll be the happiest out of the bunch, I'm sure.
Yeah, we, it's not so far too bad with us, but my daughter does have a boyfriend, but he's here in our hometown, and then she goes to school out of state. but like for Thanksgiving, we are going away, and so she's not going to get to come home for Thanksgiving and see him, but she wants to go where we're going, so she's okay with it. But like Christmas, like just my son keeps asking me now about Christmas, and I'm like, I don't know, about just trying to see extended family. Like it's extremely expensive. So I don't know if it's going to work out. And like, but then if we, like, most of them can't travel to us either. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's harder, and it's more expensive too. Like,
yes.
I mean, the cost of it is a lot more. It's different feeding 4 adults as opposed to 2 adults and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And trying to juggle activities.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we were to travel for Christmas, I think my daughter would be okay because she would have a longer break than what we would travel for. So she'd be able to be at home for part of it. But like even my son who's in high school, like he likes to be at home for Christmas.
Yeah.
But now this year that's probably going to mean by ourselves. So it's kind of nice. Well, we did last year, when it was fully COVID times. But it's definitely, it's a trade-off. For him and for all of us, getting to be at home versus getting to see the people you want to see. So
Yep. Well, we're going away for Christmas to I think to the resort we went to pre-COVID and really enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to enjoy it so much post-COVID, if they're going to be able to do all the things that we thought were fun, like bingo and this dice game where you pass it down the table. So it may be, everything will be covered with plastic, and I'll just say, please stay in your rooms. Might not be as fun, but for Thanksgiving, we have everybody's work schedules, which are starting to come into focus, but we have relatives that are driving distance away, but it's not it's a short drive, I guess, compared to several states away, but it's still a lot of time on the road.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking, I know my daughter would really, really like to see them and spend time with them. I like them perfectly fine, but I also have enjoyed just staying in my home and never going out. That's been cool. And just the thought of the drive and then the socializing and then the going to a restaurant, I guess, probably. And then it's just, I keep pushing my husband to be in charge of this and say, if you want to go spend Thanksgiving with your family, go give them a call. And then he does it. And it's like, well, do I nag him or do I say yes?
Right.
I don't know. So they popped in the other day. They were here for something. And, the subject of Thanksgiving came up. And I got the impression that they too were thinking like, yeah, it would be nice to get together, but we have work and really we enjoy staying doing our own thing. And nobody wanted to say it. So we were like,
right.
Yeah, we'll check our schedules and get back to you. I don't know. So we're up in the air. Yeah. So
it's challenging when everyone has commitments and opinions.
I was just thinking about this. The first time I was away from home for Thanksgiving, I was in Kansas City. It was my first job out of college, and I had moved to Kansas City, big, brave new world, going to be on my own. And then Thanksgiving came, and we always had big family Thanksgivings with lots of relatives. And I started to get all, homesick for it. So at the very last minute, my mom bought me a plane ticket, and I went out there for it. So it just I just couldn't. I was going to take the train with a friend and go to her house for Thanksgiving, and that would have been okay. But I couldn't do it in the end. I had to go home and do the home thing. So even when kids get independent and go out and do their own thing, sometimes they want that family holiday anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had a boyfriend, I'd been probably just fine. I actually did meet somebody on the plane home after Thanksgiving and dated him for a while.
Wow.
What? Look at you
That's
go.
fun.
Until he dumped me, see my talk about the Carly Simon Torch album. Excellent breakup wallowing.
You met him. Were you sitting beside him on the plane?
I feel like it was after we got off the plane that it was maybe we were waiting for something, waiting for a pickup or waiting for luggage. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yes. Fortunately, I did not get him tattooed. His name tattooed on my body anymore. So it's all good.
Well, wherever you spend your winter holidays, you will be able to listen to Parenting Roundabout podcasts. So that's a constant that never goes away.
That's right. Mm-hmm. We will have episodes on holidays for you. It will be fine.
So that's it for today's round 3. Tune in tomorrow and we'll obsess about parenting costs that are totally worth it. And then on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundabout Roundup picks this week. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.